All right. You ready to move on to the Royale Rumble?
Let's do it.
All right. The actual pay-per-view, well, do you want to go over the pre-show? I did not watch it.
I saw some of it. I didn't see all of it. So
Okay. Well, for those of you that did not get a chance to watch it, just going over, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable defeated Scott Dawson and Razor from AOP. They had Drake Maverick in their corner. Had Dawson and Razor won, both the Revival and AOP would have received a Raw Tag Team Championship match, but they killed that dead for whatever reason. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Rusev, which blew me away. Lana was up on the apron. Rusev got thrown into her, and she fell down and, I guess, broke her ankle.
Broke it or twisted it or something.
If she had just twisted it, we'll get into it later, but which
will go on to, be a major part in the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Yeah. It was weird. And somebody pointed out there, Rusev, who cared so much about his wife, just leaned over the rope and said, "Get up!" And then he gets Kinshasa.
What a caring husband. Oh, what a loving, caring husband.
Right, yeah. He cared so much and was so angry. And he was so angry that happened to his wife, and it was Shinsuke's fault that he agreed to team up with him on SmackDown.
Yeah, makes total sense. I mean...
Yeah, well, we'll get into some of that later, but god dang. The final match... Buddy Murphy, as we mentioned earlier, defeated Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto in a fatal four-way match to retain the Cruiserweight title. So, huzzah. Now getting into the actual show here. The actual pay-per-view opened with Asuka defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. I was shocked that this opened the show, but I guess it makes sense if... You're going to have Becky come out in the Rumble. Spoilers. Give her some time to rest. But the climax saw Asuka counter the disarm her from Lynch into an inverted Asuka lock. It was almost like a cattle mutilation style, float over with the Asuka lock. And she caused Lynch to submit, and it allowed Asuka to retain her championship. I don't know if I much cared for the finish, because if you're going to have Becky look like a world-beating badass, have her get pinned. She tapped out. How does that make her look going into a match with, again, spoilers, but going into a match with Ronda Rousey, and she just tapped out to Asuka? I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I was more bothered that she lost clean. I thought maybe Rousey or somebody would get involved and cause a disqualification or some sort of, shenanigans to get involved with that match. But
yeah, losing clean is... don't get me wrong. It builds up Asuka and builds her stock and makes her look more important.
Which they need to do after the terrible booking that she got for most of 2018 after the streak ended.
Yeah, that whole summer.
I wasn't against the streak ending, but it was just how she was booked afterward. That's kind of what...
The two things I'll remember about SmackDown from the summer was it was the summer of Carmella as champion and the summer of embarrassing Asuka.
Yeah.
This match was decent, but it wasn't as good as I had hoped. I gave it 2.5 Uncle Dave's. I thought it was average.
Yeah, it seemed kind of rushed, too. I don't think they got enough time to...
First half of the match, I was honestly bored. I shouldn't say bored, it's a little harsh, but the first half of the match, I wasn't impressed. Second half of the match, it started picking up. They started doing each other's finishers. Becky locked in the Asuka lock. Asuka locked in the disarmer in the ropes. It was cool. So it picked up about halfway through, I'd say.
Yeah.
Second match. This effing match. The Bar defends the SmackDown Tag Team titles against The Miz and Shane McMahon. They are Miz and the Mac. They're wearing matching baseball jerseys. God, the Miz's dad is in the front row. Okay.
I'm just glad they went with the matching jerseys that Shane usually wears in his matches, because I just couldn't picture Shane McMahon wearing some of the goofy crap that you see Miz go out there and wear.
Oh God, I know. Well, my thing, who are we gonna have in the ring the most out of this team? Well, Shane O'Mac, and he's gonna just potato the crap out of him. Like, he just beat the... Here's the thing. Shane McMahon is known for throwing quite a few potatoes in that ring. And then the Bar are known for being big, tough guys. So Shane would hit them really hard, and then they would hit him really hard back. So these three men are just beating the crap out of each other. For real. I'm like, what is going on? But in the match's closing moments, Sheamus attempted a brogue kick on The Miz, but missed and accidentally kicked Cesaro. Before The Miz subsequently hit Sheamus with a skull-crushing finale, causing him to roll out of the ring. McMahon then delivered a top rope shooting star press on Cesaro, dropping his elbow right in Cesaro's nuts. Go back and watch that. Super shooting star press into a crotch elbow drop. Cesaro instantly grabs his beanbag in pain.
That part I actually did not notice.
Yeah,
I was just more shocked that he was actually able to actually hit the shooting star press. How many times do you see somebody try to hit that move and they fail?
Besides that part about dropping the elbow in Cesaro's junk, it was beautiful.
Oh,
it was great. But yeah, he wins with a shooting star press, and that should have been the end. I'm sure Cesaro couldn't walk afterwards, and they are the new tag team champions. This was slightly below average. I said 2 1/4 Uncle Dave.
Yeah.
Was
to talk about Cesaro taking a hit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to question the man's toughness. He's probably the toughest guy in WWE, maybe in all of pro wrestling. Who knows?
Yeah.
This you saw last year, of course. What was it, last year or the year before that, whenever he took that really bad bump in that match? It really screwed up his teeth.
Yeah, had his teeth knocked up into his gums, and he finished the match.
Yeah.
And then he went and had facial surgery, and then he was back, in a week?
Something like that, yeah. It's like...
My God, he is... You know why, Kyle? Because he's a real effing man.
Exactly.
There you go. That's what a real man looks like. And in the NWA era, he would have been world champion forever. But, alas, it is WWE, and he has an accent, so he is not cool enough. He's a big, bald, hairy man with an accent that, they can't do anything with, apparently.
Yeah.
Whatever. But either way, The Miz and the Mac are the tag team champions. And then The Miz goes and hugs his dad. His dad tells him he's proud of him, and Shane goes over and hugs him. They all celebrate together. He wasn't proud that his son main evented WrestleMania as the WWE champion and defeated the biggest star the company's seen in the last, 15 years. But he's proud of his son that he won the tag titles with Shane McMahon.
Yeah, he's proud that he won the tag titles, like you mentioned. Wasn't proud about the WrestleMania. Wasn't proud about all the Intercontinental title reigns. Hell, I guess he wasn't even proud of him when he, married Maurice and had a daughter.
He wasn't proud of he wasn't proud of him being a Grand Slam champion, winning, multiple tag titles, the WWE title, multiple Intercontinental titles, multiple U.S. titles. None of that matters. What matters is that you let Shane McMahon get the pin for you in this tag title match against the Bar.
I guess showing that you actually play well with others. I think that's what put it over the top there.
I'm sorry, I don't like The Miz as a babyface in this. If you're going to be a babyface, don't do this. This sucks.
Yeah.
But next we get Ronda Rousey defending the Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks. Before we get into this, Kyle, I've got to ask you, going into this match, who was the babyface?
That's a good question. I was wondering that myself.
Because, in my opinion, Sasha was the clear heel. But I guess that was just my opinion, because polls all over the internet said, oh no, Ronda's the heel. I was like, what is going on? And then the crowd didn't know because they're booing everybody. And then they're cheering everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I don't know if I could say this or not. I apologize if I can't, but they both came across as two bitchy heels in the build of this match.
Yeah, and it's not because they're women. He's not saying it that way. He's like, they're just,
exactly.
Men can be bitchy too, okay? And it's YouTube, so I'll let it fly. But anyway, it's true. It's damn true. They're just both very entitled, very full of themselves, but they're both supposed to be baby faces, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the match was kind of sloppy. It was probably one of Ronda's worst matches, which shocked me. I'll say this. Sasha did well about 2/3 of the way, or I'm sorry, 1/3 of the way into the match. Like the last 2/3 of the match, I thought Sasha looked really fantastic. Ronda picked it up a little bit. But it's just kind of like, I don't know. They didn't seem to mesh well, which really shocked me. I thought Sasha's a little woman, which Ronda loves to throw around little women, and Sasha's really good, so these two are going to tear it up, and I felt that they didn't. It was just okay.
I mean, the match was more entertaining than I honestly thought it would be. I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in this match just because, again, we knew the outcome.
Yeah. But I still thought it was going to be fantastic because I like both of them, and they just, I don't know, I felt they underperformed. They just didn't mesh, in my opinion. In the climax, Rousey performed the Piper's Pit on Banks after rolling out of a Banks statement before pinning Sasha for the win.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, and the thing is, excuse me, earlier in the match, she locked Sasha in the armbar outside the ring, and Sasha tapped, and Ronda seemed surprised that she didn't win. And I was like, you're outside of the ring, Ronda. You know how this works. Get her back in. And somebody brought up, they said, realistically, like, that's stupid. Because realistically, you know, as a fighter, you're trained to, if they're not tapping out or if the ref is not stopping the fight, break it. So shouldn't Ronda's instinct been to, I'm going to break this girl's arm?
You would think. I mean, the way they build her up as, the ruthless, baddest woman on the planet.
Yeah. And then, like, she friggin' dislocated Miesha Tate's elbow one time because they weren't stopping the fight. Like, Miesha wasn't tapping right away, and I realized Sasha tapped almost instantly, but Ronda was still cranking on it for quite a while. It's like, I don't know. I just thought it was a little unrealistic. And then Sasha's out there. Well, no, Sasha wasn't on Raw, was she?
I don't think so.
Well, that part, okay. But then they should have done they should have mentioned, I don't think they mentioned it at all on Raw, that she wasn't going to be there. They should have played up, well, her arm's pretty busted up, she's not going to be here tonight.
I mean, I don't remember seeing her on there.
Yeah, because Sasha worked over Ronda's arm, and Ronda was still selling it on Raw in her match against Bayley. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. I have some things to say about that old segment there.
Well, the thing here is Ronda won. She pinned her. She did not make her... I mean, she did make her tap out, but that wasn't the finish. And then after the match, she goes and kisses her husband, and the crowd boos the hell out of her. That made me laugh. Real quick, I gave this 2.5 Uncle Daves. I thought it was just average. It didn't suck. It was just average. But after the match, she goes to, like, Sasha goes to walk away, and then Ronda goes to shake her hand. They shake hands, and then Sasha puts up the 4 for the 4 horsewomen and walks away. So, yeah, there's that. And then on Raw, Ronda came out dressed to fight for some reason. And then Bayley came out, challenged her to a match, and they accepted, and they had the match. Ronda won. Did she make her tap? Yeah, that's it. She made her tap to the armbar. They had a pretty good match, I thought. I think it made Bayley look a little more serious because she cut a very serious promo. She had a really good match against Ronda. I hope they do something with her moving forward. But then after the match, Bayley was leaving, and, well, spoilers, you should already know if you're listening to this. Becky Lynch won the Rumble, and they said she was going to reveal who she was going to face on SmackDown, but she did not. She showed up on Raw, and as Becky's coming to the ring, her and Bayley both popped up the 4 horsewomen sign at each other. So people are speculating that they're going to shotgun a 4 horsewomen match, which could happen. But I don't know. Maybe they'll, because the big thing right now is they're saying that Ronda's going to take time off after WrestleMania to start a family, and then she's only going to come back part-time like Lesnar. If that is so, maybe they'll talk her into holding off for a little longer so they can get the 4 horsewomen match out of them. Because Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke are wrestling full-time now, so they're ready, finally. They're not on the level of the women on the main roster, but they're still good. Shayna Baszler's been wrestling forever, so she's fine. And then Ronda's been wrestling on a high level for a year now, so she's fine. So I think they could get an acceptable 8-woman match out of it.
Yeah, I thought they would have that match at like Survivor Series. That would make the most sense, but maybe we'll get to see it sooner.
She beat 2 out of the 4 horsewomen so far. I'm hoping that they don't try to jam Charlotte into that freaking match on Mania. I don't need to see that.
Right. I love Charlotte, but right. Leave that alone. Let that be a one-on-one match.
So I'm hoping Charlotte gets her match against Ronda at Fastlane. That way, 1, we'll get to see it in person. 2, just get Charlotte out of the way, and Ronda can go into Mania boasting, I beat 3 of your friends, now it's just you. And then Becky can win and be a world beater. I think that'd be great. But, anyway, we go from the Raw Women's title match.
Well, one thing I want to talk about before we move on to that, on Raw, even before the match that Rousey and Bayley had, crowd, they just ate her alive.
Oh, yeah, all they did was chant Becky the whole time.
Yeah, and, she just really stumbled through that promo, and she just looked lost. It looked like Ronda Rousey didn't know what to do when the crowd was acting like that.
She looks like she doesn't know how to respond when people don't love her. Yeah. And it seems like it gets to her quite a bit. It's like, why aren't they getting behind me? It's like, just go with it. Your buddy is down, all 3 of your buddies are down in NXT being the biggest a-holes ever. Just own it. People are gonna boo you. You're going against the hottest woman the company has ever had. And I'm not talking about looks-wise, although she is a fairly attractive woman, but that's beside the point.
Yes.
I'm talking star power. She's the hottest female act they've ever had, and you're going against her. And it's not even female act. She's one of the hottest acts they've ever had.
She's the most over person in the whole business. Absolutely. Right now.
And, so it's going to blow back on you, Rhonda. Just get over it. Just move on. And we'll talk about a heel turn here in a moment. But first, we'll go.
She even laughed in the middle of that promo. She just looked like a deer in a headlights.
Yeah, she looked like she did. She was like, "What the hell?" And then she gets like, and I'm sorry, the promos that she cuts are not babyface promos. They never have been. I mean, for a little while they were talking about, oh, this is my dream and I've wanted to do it forever, blah 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 blah. But now she's cutting these promos like, I've got what it takes to be a champion, and I'm the baddest, and I'm the best, and you're not on my level, and I've been a household name for the past 10 years. Where have you been? And all this other stuff. Like, it's not babyface talk. And she's naturally when if especially for anybody who watched her on The Ultimate Fighter, she is not a natural babyface.
No, she should have been. And I've said this. I don't know if I've said it on here a lot, but I've said she should be a heel. She shouldn't be this white meat baby face that they've been trying to push.
I will say for the first,
I don't think it's not her at all.
Most of 2018, up until I'd say Survivor Series ish, yes, she was fine as a babyface. She was doing well. People were cheering the hell out of her. Now, not so much. And especially if they're going to do 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen, you've got Sasha, I don't know what the hell she is. Charlotte's clearly a heel, but Bayley and Becky are clearly baby faces. The 4 horsewomen, Ronda's the only one still trying to be or 4 horsewomen of MMA, Ronda's the only one still trying to be a baby face. The other 3 are full-on heels. So just turn Ronda, turn Charlotte, get it over with.
I always think of here recently, I think Charlotte's more just tweener. I don't think she's really full-fledged heel or face at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. She comes across kind of like the Ronda situation of I'm better than everybody, I'm the queen and all that, and just when you keep hammering all that stuff home, it comes across very petty and, you want to boo someone like that. So, but while we're on the women, Skin Italy Women's Royal Rumble match. Right off the bat, I gave this one 2.5 Uncle Dave's. As far as a Women's Rumble, it was okay. It wasn't great. It picked up about halfway through, like most of these matches. But, God, let me get into it. Number 1 and number 2 were Lacey Evans and Natalya. Lacey Evans, this is the first time a lot of people are seeing her, in the ring. She did not make a good first impression. She is...
No.
First of all, her character is weird. She's like an ex-Marine. She is a 50s pinup girl. She's a Southern belle. And she's like a boxer. All rolled into one. So it's a weird amalgam of whatever. And she's pretty and blonde. So, I don't know. There's a lot going on here.
Everything Vince loves in a woman. Yeah.
And she's super, super, super green. To use a business term, or a wrestling term, she's green as goose crap. She did not belong in that ring as number 1, wrestling one of the best women wrestlers in the entire company.
That had to have been why they had her and Natalya.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought, well, Natalya will cover up for her. But Natalya can't do all that, especially when they're running spots where Lacey had to do that front roll, land on her feet. She fell on her ass. She had to do a kip up. She fell on her ass. And just everything she did looked so sloppy and looked and even later on in the match when she's running spots, she looked like she was hurting people. She is way too green for this. But she was in there for over a half an hour. It was weird. Another, just to hit the highlights of this match, I'm not going to go through everybody. Xia Li, who's really good, came in. She looked so out of her element. She was sloppy. Ember Moon, who is really good, came in. She looked really sloppy. I don't know. I guess she has... I don't know if she got the injury in the Rumble or if she had it beforehand. But for all of you that don't know, she has to go through, I think, is it shoulder surgery?
Their shoulder or elbow, I forget which.
Yeah. She has to go through surgery regardless. And here it is. She suffered an elbow injury that will require immediate surgery. So there's that. But she looked sloppy. Just, I don't know. Casey Catanzaro came in and looked okay. She did some really cool stuff, like the walking on her hands to the to like doing the handstand to the post, and then wrapping her legs around the post and doing a sit up to scoot over back into the ring. But then she was immediately dumped out. I'm trying to think. Oh, number 3 in the ring was Mandy Rose, and I'm like, you're just getting all the, to put it bluntly, all the big-breasted, blonde, tan chicks out of the way right out the gate.
Yeah, it's like I'm sitting there because like every pay-per-view I always watch with a group of friends online, and I'm just like, you have Lacey Evans, you have Natalya, then you have Mandy Rose. I'm like, I'm sensing a pattern here with the entrance early on.
And then Liv Morgan comes in, who's, she's got pink hair now, but she's naturally blonde, and she's tan and pretty. But, so you're getting all of them out of the way right out the gate.
Yeah, they got her out of the way. Oh, yeah,
she was tossed in just a couple of seconds. But just the rules of this match were weird because you had Billie Kay. Billie Kay came out and said, I'm not getting in the ring. I'm waiting for Peyton Royce. And the refs went, okay, cool. You don't have to get in. Well, but in the men's rumble, Kurt Hawkins said, I'm not getting in the ring right now. I'm going to wait out here. And they said, nope, you got to get in.
Did the refs tell him that or just...
Yeah, they were like, nope, get in. And he's like, okay. Zelina Vega came out dressed as, wearing the Vega mask and claw from the Street Fighter games. I've never seen Vega look so hot.
Well, she looks hot every
I'm talking about
week,
the character Vega, but yeah. She did the whole hiding under the ring spot, but it was stupid because she'd pop her head out every time somebody got eliminated and she'd laugh at them. And then Hornswoggle popped out and chased her around. She got eliminated, and he chased her to the back.
Yeah, I remember before the Rumble show even started. I mean, you were talking over a messenger. You just gave me a list of people you thought could possibly return, and Hornswoggle was one of them. So good going on that.
It was
prediction.
A joke list, and I was like, none of these people are going to be there. And then frickin' Hornswoggle was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, my prediction came true. Sort of. But yeah, so that was that. And then the funny thing was, Billie Kay just randomly got into the ring before Peyton Royce, and then and then finally Peyton Royce comes out. And it's like, why didn't you wait a little longer? It just that nullified everything she was trying to do. But regardless, I'm trying to think of some of the other highlights. Nikki Cross came out, and the crowd just lost it over her. And she looked fantastic for the short time she was in. Killian Dane is a lucky man, by the way, because he is married to her now.
Yes.
Yeah, so the match goes on as normal. Greg was texting me. I was like, dude, the crowd blew up for Billie Kay when she came out, which kind of shocked me. Crowd lost it when she came out.
Did they?
And then next out was Tamina, and he texted me, he said, and the crowd goes mild for Tamina.
Yeah, they sure... Yeah, they were so excited for her, they didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they were like, I'm going to go get popcorn. Nobody cared. But Tamina came in and kind of beat some people up, so...
Same with... They had She had the same reaction like that Alicia Fox did. I noticed. It's like nobody. It's like her music hit. Like you could hear.
Oh my gosh! Thank you for reminding me about that. Alicia Fox came out and did some spastic ants in her pants dance on the stage, and then shortly after, Maria Kanellis came out, which shocked me.
I actually expected to see her in there. She was in the Battle Royal at Evolution.
I never complain about getting to see Maria Kanellis. Not because she's a good worker, but because... Never mind.
Well, for obvious reasons.
Exactly. But she came out, and I guess she was supposed to be running spots with Lacey Evans and Charlotte, but I don't know if she was quick to the spots or if Charlotte and Lacey were slow getting to the spots, because you could tell, like, there was a spot where she was teasing a Bronco Buster for, like, 5 minutes before Charlotte finally speared her. It was weird. But there was one time where her and Alicia, she was like, we're the old-timers here, let's work together. And Alicia's like, sure. And they worked together for about a minute. And then Alicia gets her big, bedazzled captain's hat and puts it on Maria's head. Maria takes it off, throws it down, and stomps on it. And Alicia throws a fit. And I went, what just happened?
At that point, I'm sitting here thinking, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah, it was stupid. I'm like, what the hell? But the match, unfortunately, went on. There was some, I don't know, the crowd actually had a mixed reaction for Nia Jax. So, I don't know. That was that. At the end...
Well, what ended up...
Huh?
One thing you didn't point out there, as we mentioned during the pre-show, what happened to Lana... what number was she? Was she like 26, 27?
I'm looking here. She was number 28.
28, okay, in that range. Her music hits, and you can tell she's like really limping on her way to the ring, trying to get there, and you had like the medical staff looking at her. Then Nia Jax, she didn't even get to the ring. It was so long that, it's time for the next entrant, which was Nia Jax. And Nia, just for the hell of it, attacks Lana.
Lays her out.
Yes.
And then, who should come out but Becky Lynch? And this was, by the way, Nia Jax came out, like you mentioned, took her out. And then Carmella comes out number 30. And I was like, well, so no Becky. Lana, okay. So Lana had her ankle taped up because she twisted it or whatever. I could have... Like, if I had my legs sawed off, I could have gotten to the ring faster than she did. It was just ridiculous. But she got attacked and whatever. She stalled for 2 minutes getting down that stupid ramp. And then finally Becky comes out. Like, all the officials are coming out to check on Lana. Becky comes out and goes to the Irishman... the fellow Irishman there, Finlay, and says, I want in. And Finlay's like, no, you can't do that. And she's like, no, I want in. And then Finlay's like, okay, fine. So she goes in, and she wins the whole damn thing. Just... I'm trying to... She eliminated... It came down to her and Charlotte, I believe. I'm correct, right?
Yeah, the final three was her, Charlotte, and Nia Jax.
And Nia gets dumped over by Charlotte. And then...
Well, Becky, who was on the outside of the ring, like, she didn't get eliminated. I forget what exactly happened, but Nia's on the apron trying to hang on, and Becky comes over there and pulls her legs out from under her and gets rid of her. So, which was poetic for what Nia did to her in the build to Survivor Series.
Yeah, and then Charlotte ended up getting. I believe she went for a big boot and missed it. And Becky dumped her. So yeah, like I said, this match was confusing because both Sarah Logan, who was cleaning house when she came in, by the way, her and Liv Morgan were both eliminated earlier in the match. But Ruby Riott came out number 21 with both of her partners, and all three of them worked together to eliminate other women. They eliminated Candice LeRae, Alicia Fox, Kairi Sane. It goes on. But what the hell? Like, the refs didn't really try that hard to get Morgan and Logan out of there. They were just like, whatever.
I think they said at one point like that they ended up getting banned from ringside or something after a while. So
it was just weird. And then, like I said, the whole thing with the Billie Kay situation and I mean, we've seen people hiding under the ring in the past, a la Jerry Lawler and whatever year that was. I want to 96. Okay. So that part, whatever. But and the ending was just weird because Becky wasn't even in the damn thing.
Yeah, and throughout the match, like you saw a couple of times, like from a couple of different women, they all basically had the Kofi Kingston spot.
Yeah.
We saw Naomi, who had it last year, did it again. She was successful in getting, back to, I think she made it to the steel steps before Mandy Rose came over and took her I think she took her legs from under her too and eliminated her after Naomi had eliminated Mandy.
Yeah.
So then you touched on the other one. I don't know if anybody else in that.
Yeah, Casey Catanzaro. Yeah. Those were the two. They had to get them in because Casey is, amazing as far as like her abilities to do that kind of stuff. She's very flexible and gymnastic-y and whatever. I will say Rhea Ripley came in, and not only is she gorgeous, but man, she is only. I don't know how old she is here. I'm gonna.
I heard she's like 22 or 23,
22,
something
yes.
like that.
And she is great. She is really, really good. And she got to showcase her stuff at the Royal Rumble here, which is cool.
Yeah, she looked like a badass throughout that entire thing. Like,
she finally found her character a while ago, and it's been great. She's really good. And she's one of them. She's very strong, very tall, and very beautiful all at the same time. So she's got a lot of good features going for her that should, push her well. But anyway, that is the Women's Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch, and like we said, she came out on Raw and told Ronda Rousey that she chose her, and she will take her on at WrestleMania. And then on SmackDown, I can't remember exactly what happened. I know her and Charlotte had a little... Here we go. Becky Lynch addressed how everyone had changed for her since... or changed her, rather, since with the Women's Royal Rumble match. Charlotte Flair then came out and congratulated Lynch and stated that Lynch won, but was never in the match in the first place, and that Lynch would not be where she was if it were not for Flair. An ensuing brawl broke out between Flair and Lynch until referees separated them. So that might be setting up for Elimination Chamber have an encounter between those two, which is whatever.
Yeah. I mean, heading into SmackDown, just seeing that the way that Becky won that match, but not even when she wasn't even supposed to be in it in the first place, I was really expecting, and that they still could do this. Force her to defend her title shot or whatever against Charlotte or somebody, because we've seen that before.
Yeah. They better, because not saying that Charlotte's not great, but we know how much Vince loves Charlotte over everyone. So I'm really hoping he stays the course and keeps Becky with that. You'd have to be completely blind and stupid not to see how hot Becky is right now.
Oh, yeah. I hope they keep that a one-on-one match. What I could see for Charlotte, I could see her and Asuka having another match at WrestleMania. That'd be for the SmackDown Women's title. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. So,
yeah. Well, next up, is the WWE title match. This one was not bad. It was better than average. I gave it 3 1/4 Uncle Dave's. It was. Sorry, here I gotta get the rundown. Daniel Bryan defended the WWE title against AJ Styles. In the climax, Rowan appeared dressed in a weird T-shirt, jeans, and a flannel shirt. Bryan then accidentally incapacitated the referee with an enziguri, which then prompted Styles to hit the Styles Clash. However, Rowan then entered the ring and hit a Iron Claw slam, like a choke slam, but instead of around the throat, he grabbed him by the face. Daniel Bryan then revived the referee and covered Styles to retain the WWE Championship. Couple notes. The crowd was dead for this. Not because the crowd hated the match, but mostly because...
This followed the women's match.
Yes.
The women's Royal Rumble match, and
Greg
blew the roof off the place when Becky got in the match and Becky won the match. It's like, yeah, they were just exhausted.
Right. Because Greg flat out told me they were all exhausted from that women's Rumble. This was the death spot.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe there would ever be a time where you would get a Daniel Bryan AJ Styles match and the crowd to be completely dead for it. But
yep.
But that'd be the only way. So.
Well, Kyle, let me ask you this: when the crowd's dead, how do you really pick them up for this one? Bring out Rowan.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Oh, you got to add more star power to this match, Kyle. So bring him out. I don't know. I don't think anything was really explained on SmackDown either. Was it?
Kind of.
Well...
I mean, I forget exactly what was said.
Basically, if I remember correctly, it was just said, Eric Rowan really cares about the planet, and I care about the planet, so we're buddies. And we have beards. And we both enjoy wearing flannel.
No mention of the short time Daniel Bryan was in the Wyatt family with him either, but...
No, well, if you're going off of that, logically, Rowan should hate him. Because Bryan joined for a month, took a dump on them, beat their leader, and then left. So Rowan should hate him. But they are buddies. Maybe Daniel Bryan likes working at Eric Rowan's vineyard in the during the season. I don't know.
Who knows?
Odd wrestling.
Makes me wonder though. It makes me wonder, though, I guess the Bludgeon Brothers are no more for the time being.
I'm not crying about that one, but yeah. I would assume so. But now, where does Luke Harper go?
Yeah, that's the question.
I will say, here's a wrestling fact for the day for you. In his off time, Eric Rowan is a vintner, meaning he makes wine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wasn't aware of that.
Well, there you go. That's why on Wrestling Observer Radio, Brian Alvarez always calls him the Vintner. It's funny. But, yeah, so there's that. My God. Next, we've got the pretty good Universal title match that actually drew a response from the crowd. So,
yeah,
they woke up.
Surprised me.
Yeah. I wasn't so surprised because Brock usually has his best matches against the little people. I'll call them. But, yeah. This one, it wasn't as good as the WWE title match. But it was good for what it was.
It was more intriguing.
Right. Balor started off hot, beating the tar out of him. He got the offense by they cleared off the announce table, and then Brock got I can't remember if he charged in or if he got thrown in, but he went in gut first into the corner of the announce table multiple times, kind of playing off his diverticulitis that he had, which is a disease in your stomach not appendix, intestine, like the intestine region.
Yeah.
So he was basically getting him right in the diverticulitis. And then when they got in the ring, he had Brock on his back, and he pulled up the legs like to stomp on the gut, and he stomped on him repeatedly. He did the standing double stomp, and then he hit the furthest out coup de grace I've ever seen. And you know how Balor tries to land so that he's kind of falling backwards and he's not like full on just stomping on the dude. He landed on this mother effer. He just like full force, like, I'm going to kill you, because he knew he could take it. Balor's like 100.
Yeah.
He's like $120. And Brock is, according to Jericho, Brock is fat, but he is not. He is a beast in every sense of the word.
Yeah, he's not. I wouldn't say he's fat. He's pretty.
He's
built.
huge. He's
yeah.
It got me that Jericho of all people is calling Brock fat. Like, Chris, you have a six pack, but you've also got a dad bod. It's really weird. So either way, that's that. But he squished that dude. Got a near fall. But then Brock switches it into a Kimura, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was surprising.
First time in a couple of years we've seen him use that, I think. I mean,
and the thing is,
I think the last...
Yeah, because I wasn't arguing. I was talking to somebody the other day about, I was like, Brock doesn't have or I said something about Brock doesn't do submissions or something like that. He was like, well, he does a Kimura. I was like, when was the last time he pulled that out?
Probably against The Undertaker, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think he did it. All right, well, he did it against Roman, but he didn't end the match with it. It was just kind of like a mid-match move. Here, he actually finished somebody off with it. I was like, holy crap, was somebody listening into my conversation? Dave Meltzer? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so he won with a Kimura. Balor tapped out. And after the match, Lesnar goes to leave, and he gets back in, and he nails 3 F5s on Balor.
Yeah, because he didn't get the hit one during the match. He went for one time, and Balor was able to counter it.
Into a beautiful DDT. And I would normally think this is setting, because Balor came out on Raw and said, I'm not done. This is just the beginning. However, and I thought, well, this is setting up for the Demon. No! Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush comes out, and Lashley beats the crap out of Balor. So I guess that's what we're going to see. Yay, I guess. Well, maybe this is a setup, because he's got to beat one big muscly man. He's got to beat Chalk Lesnar before Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I hope all of you get that at home. But anyway, I gave this Universal title match, I gave 2 3/4 Uncle Dave's. Just shy of 3. Upon further review, I might give it 3. For a Brock Lesnar match, it was really good.
Yeah. I mean, with Lesnar, you really don't know what you're going to get. I mean, sometimes he'll go out there and actually put forth the effort, and others is just...
Right. And he didn't spam suplexes and F5s.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. He clearly, according to rumor and innuendo, he's wanted this match since last year. Brock, that is. And they pulled it away from him at the last minute last year because they didn't feel that Balor was over enough.
Yeah, I love the logic there.
Yeah. And then Balor spent a whole freaking year making jokes about him not being over enough because, oh, you wrestling nerds actually believe that. It's like, prove us wrong. We're not blaming him.
No.
It was his booking. But whatever. He trolled us even at WrestleMania, where when he had Balor Club for everyone, and if you look at it, everything was lowercase except for the words over. Like he had OVER capitalized in it. And I'm like, ha ha ha. We get it. But anyway. Last match of the night, the men's Royal Rumble. As far as a Royal Rumble, I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't great. I gave it, and it's really hard to rate Royal Rumbles, but I gave it 2 3/4 Uncle Dave's, just shy of 3. It was above average, I will say. Let's go through some of this here. The first two freaking people in the ring. Starts off with Elias, and he's going to do a song for everyone. Hooray! And then who should interrupt him? Jeff freaking Jarrett.
Yes, at number 2.
Yes. And was Jarrett wearing his normal gear that we've seen him in since 1998? No. He was wearing those ugly-ass straps. Looks like he's somebody's gimp. And it looked weird as hell because he had that, not baseball cap, his cowboy hat, and his sunglasses that he used to wear in WCW. So it was just like, and of course he's got the buzzed haircut. So it was weird. It was just a weird, and he's coming out to that old honky music that he used to come out to. Like, whatever. And he does his little strut, and Elias says, you want to do a duet with me, whatever, I can't pass this up. And yeah, sure, whatever. And they go to do a duet, and Elias just blasts him with the guitar. Or no, I'm sorry, that was later, wasn't it? He hits him, but he doesn't hit him with the guitar yet.
Yeah.
And they brawl. And at the time I was like, what the hell? Elias is supposed to be a babyface. Well,
yeah, that's what we thought.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But Jarrett actually gets some, a little bit of offense in with some punches, and this is pointed out, this is true. Jarrett, the veteran, has some of the best punches out of anybody on the roster. They look like he's actually hitting them, but he's not. And it's
right.
He had some good punches, but that's beside the point. Anyway, Elias did hit him with a guitar eventually, and tossed him. And I thought, wow, what a dick! And he's supposed to be a babyface. Well, on Raw, he came out, and see if they got the rundown here of exactly what happened. I don't believe they exactly no. I'm using Wikipedia for all of you out there wondering what the hell I'm reading off of. But Elias did come out on Raw, was going to do a song, and didn't Jarrett come out again?
Yep.
Yeah, and they had a little confrontation, and he blasted him. He blasted him.
He didn't come out there alone this time.
Who did he have with him?
Had Road Dogg with him.
That's right. Yes.
People.
Him and Road Dogg came out.
And we got a little rendition of With My Baby Tonight, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else did, but I sure did.
Yeah, I loved it. He came out, did With My Baby Tonight. I forgot. Road Dogg was wearing the Man t-shirt. That was cool. I think Becky Lynch, he's really proud of, what Becky Lynch has accomplished. And they did their song. Road Dogg went to the back. Jarrett went to the ring, and he got El-Kabonged for his troubles yet again. So we might be getting a Jarrett Elias match. I wouldn't hate it, but at the same time, it's going to be really boring.
Yeah, who had that in their predictions for WWE 2019? We're going to get an Elias and Jeff Jarrett match.
Yeah, okay, I guess. And Elias turned full-fledged heel because he went back to the everybody shut your mouths thing before his song. So, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, his face turn, in all honesty, didn't really go anywhere.
Nope, he's a better heel that gets cheered. It's weird. But either way. Shinsuke Nakamura was 3. Kurt Angle was 4. He didn't last very long. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Which
was surprising. I thought he'd be in there for a little bit. But
I know. It was kind of disappointing. Big E was next. Then Johnny Gargano. He lasted for 13 minutes and 50 seconds before getting tossed by Dean Ambrose, actually. Jinder Mahal came in next. He was tossed by Gargano in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, everybody's favorite, Jinder Mahal. I mean, that's...
Well, absolutely.
Him and the Singh brothers, easy for me to say, were both a part of that.
Oh, yeah, man.
The Singh brothers, or as I like to call them, the human crash test dummies.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel bad for them. Samoa Joe was 8th. He lasted for 23 minutes and 43 seconds, actually, before getting tossed by Mustafa Ali.
How many eliminations did he get?
Joe?
Yeah, because I thought heading into this thing, I could see him getting, probably maybe getting the most. But
he had 3.
3, okay. Well, it's not...
Compared to everybody else, they spread them around this year. Braun Strowman had the most at 5.
Yeah.
But nobody else, everybody else was, Drew McIntyre was the second most at 4. And then Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe were tied at 3. Next up, Kurt Hawkins came in. He lasted for 4 minutes and 9 seconds before Joe tossed him.
And he had an elimination too, surprisingly enough.
Yeah. Who did? Oh, he eliminated Titus O'Neil. Tight ass O'Seal. Anyway.
And he did not slide under the ring this time, even though he went under there, but he didn't slide. So
it was
nice going,
super
Titus.
Weird. I thought we were going to get another Hornswoggle sighting, but we did not.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was 10. He won the whole damn thing. He lasted the longest at 43 minutes, 26 seconds. Nobody came close to that time, by the way. The only one that was like the second most was Samoa Joe with 23 minutes, 43 seconds. And that's like half the time almost. So, but after Rollins was Titus O'Neil. He only lasted 5 seconds. Kofi Kingston was next. He lasted 8 minutes, 53 seconds, and... Oh, I was wrong about Joe, by the way. I'll get to that in a second.
And then Kofi had a couple different spots of him avoiding elimination. The first one, I still call it BS on.
I can't remember what exactly happened with his first one. I remember the second one because it was really stupid.
Well, he was outside he got tossed outside the ring, and I think he was like on his hands or something. And one of his feet clearly touched the floor, and the other one, to me, it looked like it hit, but they let him stay in. Yeah,
he had some weird ones this year. Another one was he did like Xavier Woods came in and he did like a sunset flip over him, and Xavier grabbed his legs to keep him up and basically teabagged him all the way to the ring.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Before they both got eliminated at the same time by
of
Joe?
Course. Because as soon as you have a spectacular save for yourself, you have to be eliminated instantly. That's the rule of the Rumble, which is incredibly stupid. But I was wrong. The second longest, who is actually really close to Seth Rollins, was Mustafa Ali, oddly enough. He lasted for a whole 30 minutes.
Yeah, he had a great showing in his first Rumble match.
Hell yeah, I love Mustafa Ali. He's great. Dean Ambrose was next. Didn't last very long. The shortest entry into the Royal Rumble was No Way Jose, who is the Hispanic Adam Rose, 100%. He came in 2 seconds. Was eliminated by Samoa Joe.
Almost beat the record.
Yep.
Almost beat Santino.
He was eliminated and shrugged and then started a conga to the back. And he was
one of those guys that I've just been wondering for about a year now, why in the hell is he on the main roster?
Because I guarantee Vince gets a kick out of him. That has to be it.
I mean, nothing against him as a worker. I'm just saying, like, seeing what they've done with him, it's like,
he wasn't good down in NXT. I've always hated him and his gimmick. Always.
Oh, I hate the gimmick, but I mean,
he's not a terrible worker. He's just couldn't give a crap less about him.
Yeah, it's like why bring somebody up like that if you're not going to really do anything with them? If you're just going to have him go out there and job and make a fool out of himself, it's like,
you must job, pal. But anyway, he was met going congaing up the ramp by Drew McIntyre, who proceeded to destroy him.
Looks like he tried to bowl his way through the Congo line. He took out a couple of them there.
Yep. Drew lasted for 20 minutes, 6 seconds. And he was eliminated by somebody where I hope to God we don't see another feud between them. I'll get to that in a minute. Xavier Woods was next. He lasted a whole 3 seconds before being eliminated, like you said, with Kofi by Drew. Up next was Pete Dunne. He lasted over 11 minutes, so that was cool. He had a pretty good showing. Next up was Andrade. He lasted over 22 minutes. 22 and a half minutes. He was actually one of the final 4, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they seem to be really high on him. I don't blame him a bit.
He's fantastic.
The guy's a great worker.
And with, I swear to God, they better not take Zelina Vega away from him, because she's a fantastic mouthpiece. She looks amazing. And, the two of them together are just fantastic. I think if they split that act up, like, neither one of them will really... they won't achieve half as much as they would together. I'll say that.
No. Yeah, I agree.
Because Zelina Vega's an acceptable worker, but she's not great. She's not going to do anything on her own. Andrade is a great worker, not a great talker. It's a whole package, and it does well together. Number 20, Apollo Crews. Nobody cared.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because I'm a big fan of his.
They just have him smile and look jacked. It's sad. He was taken out by Baron freaking Corbin. Next up, Aleister Black, who only lasted 6 minutes and 9 seconds. He was also eliminated by Baron freaking Corbin.
But he eliminated Dean Ambrose, so that was surprising.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't super shocked to see Aleister. I wasn't shocked to see Pete Dunne either, because they showed him in the crowd for TakeOver, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be in the Rumble.
What about Gargano? Did you expect to see him in there?
That one, a little bit. Last year, though, well, I guess that's a running thing, because Adam Cole ended up winning the North American title, like, a few months after that Rumble, and this one, Gargano wins the North American title, and then he's in the Rumble. So, I don't know. But Pete Dunne, I wasn't shocked to see him. However, I was shocked that Toni Storm was not in the Women's Rumble.
Yeah, I was expecting to see her.
She was in the crowd too, so I was like, where is she? But either way.
Yeah, I mean, you had Rhea Ripley representing that brand. I thought, we could see either one of them in the Rumble. So
yeah, I'd like to have seen both of them. So, but either way. Next up, Shelton Benjamin at 22. Baron Corbin next at 23.
Shelton Benjamin kind of forgot he was there. It's like, I'm kind of really surprised they haven't used him more.
He's wearing tights now.
Yeah, ever since they separated him and Chad Gable, it's like he's become the forgotten person on SmackDown.
Yeah, when he's not in a tag team, WWE just doesn't care about him. And it's really sad, because he's super talented. 23, like I said, Baron Corbin. 24, Jeff Hardy. He had a group elimination by Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre after just shy of 8 minutes. Next up, Rey Mysterio. He lasted for 12 and a half minutes. Bobby Lashley was next. I guess this is why he attacked Seth Rollins, because Rollins eliminated him in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
That one shocked me. I thought he was going to do a bit more than that. Strowman was next. Braun Strowman. He was he was in the final 2.
Strowman was taking John Cena's place, who,
yep,
from the sound of things, he was never even going to be in the Rumble anyway. It was just kind of a bait and switch move there by WWE, I guess, to sell tickets.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, he was there. He lasted for 14 and a half minutes, up until the end, like I said. 28 was the biggest troll in WWE history, Dolph Ziggler, who flat out said in an interview, I guess he lives in Phoenix, or close to, and he said, I'm staying home. I've worked for I don't know how many years to get a weekend off. I finally got a weekend off. I am not going to be at the Rumble.
He said he was taking a hiatus from WWE, and sure enough.
As soon as he said, I'm not going to be there, I knew he was going to be there. So when his music hit, I was like, shocker. And who could have possibly cared? Who gives a damn? And don't get me wrong, Dolph Ziggler's very talented. I've always been a fan. But who cares about him? Like, honestly, he hasn't done jack. Remember when he won the U.S. title and then instantly surrendered it because it wasn't good enough for him?
Yeah.
And then he did nothing until he hooks up with Drew McIntyre. He won the Intercontinental title. He fiddle-dicked with that for a while. Now he's back to doing nothing.
Became tag champions with McIntyre as well.
That's right.
I thought Ziggler did more last year than he had the last couple. So,
which is pathetic because he was basically riding the success of Drew McIntyre and the overness of Drew McIntyre. Nobody cared about him, which is unfortunate. They booked him into oblivion. When you book somebody into oblivion for so many years, you can't rehab them. He's done. Especially
somebody as talented as Ziggler.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best workers in the company right now.
Yep.
Has been for the last, I don't know how many years.
He's very entertaining. But nobody cares anymore, because why should they? He's not going to do anything. He eliminated, this is what I was talking about earlier, Drew McIntyre was eliminated by Dolph Ziggler. I don't want to see a match between those two again. Ever.
No.
Never again. Next up, he was supposed to be the last Raw superstar in the Rumble. We'll get to that in a moment. 29 was Randy Orton. Always gets a big ovation. He was eliminated in 6 minutes by Andrade. So that's cool. Last but not least, it was supposed to be number 30, R-Truth, who, by the way, challenged and defeated Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
Shocking. And then Rusev came out, went heel again for absolutely no reason whatsoever, challenged R-Truth instantly, and R-Truth beat him. And then...
Which I thought for sure Truth was going to immediately drop the title to Rusev. I'm thinking, what is the point of this?
So stupid.
No, they kept it on him, so he's going to be at least U.S. champion for at least a week.
Yeah, somebody posted a picture of it and was like, when you simulate your universe mode on WWE 2K.
Yeah, really.
But, yeah, so R-Truth beats Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev in the same night. Crazy as hell. And then Rusev and Shinsuke decide they're going to team up. Cool.
I mean, I'm not against Truth having the U.S. title. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't mind. He's over now.
Yeah, he's over. I think he's always been entertaining. I think he's a damn good athlete. And
the crowd, the thing was, he wasn't doing anything different other than the dance break and whatever, but he wasn't doing anything different recently that he hasn't been doing for years. But the crowd all of a sudden decided, we care about you now.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. So, whatever. Ride it while you can.
And it's nice to see them doing something with different people. So, I mean...
Yeah.
We'll just see where this goes. I mean...
And he's still a comedy character, but he's not full-on stupid all the time. Like, he was pretty serious on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So that was nice to see. He's not just like a complete blubbering idiot at this point. But yeah, I say it was supposed to be him because he comes out, he starts to do his rap, and then he gets attacked by, of all freaking people, Nia Jax.
Yep.
What the hell? She beats him up, lays waste to him to where apparently he can't get up. And then she just walks to the ring and gets in the damn ring, and boom, she's in the Rumble. What are the rules of this match?
I have no idea. I mean, before the show even started, there was a rumor that WWE was planning a big surprise somewhere during the show.
Yeah.
I guess that was it. I don't
It was weird. But she comes in, she eliminates Mustafa Ali, who had the second longest time in the Rumble. And then the most shocking thing of the night was she gets hit into the ropes. Rey Mysterio does a 619 into her, like hits it, so kicking her in the face with both feet, and then Randy Orton drops her with an RKO. The crowd went bananas. And Rey and Orton looked at each other like, what the hell did we just do? And then they eliminate her. She was tossed out by Ray.
It's like, oh, crap, we just did this to a woman. What is...
And there are two camps on the internet right now about it. There's the one that are going, yes, we're going to get intergender matches. Or I should say three camps. There's the ones that, yes, we're going to get intergender matches. Another one saying, nice surprise, whatever, who cares, moving on. And they just didn't care one way or another. And the third camp going, how dare you promote man-on-woman violence, you pieces of crap.
Yeah, they're complaining about man-on-woman violence. I love the double standard here. They don't seem to have an issue when a woman beats up a man.
Yeah. Well, and my thing about it was I replied to one of those idiots that tweeted that, and I said, how do you feel about a man putting on a boot covered in thumbtacks and super kicking a woman in the face until she bleeds profusely? Because that's exactly what happened with Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae in the Indies. Nobody said a word. But because it's WWE doing this, it's bad. And it's promoting domestic violence. Good Lord. Just shut up. It's not real. And nobody's going to see Randy Orton hitting Nia Jax with an RKO and go, I'm going to go beat up my wife.
Yeah, really.
So just shut up.
And if, looking at it here just from the kayfabe perspective, it's like, well, if a woman wants to get in a men's match, what are they supposed to do? Just let her win the damn thing?
I know. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, what did you want them to do at that time? Did you want them to go for whatever? We'll just let her come in because she came in and started hitting everybody, beating people up. Were they just supposed to stand there because she's a woman? Let her do it? Sure. That's just stupid. Like, she's in the match. She's clearly a competitor. So, therefore, when you're in the ring,
fair game. You're
fair game, man. Man, woman, dog, whatever. And I throw in dog because, Roman Reigns is the big dog,
Okay.
Come on, I had to make sense of it somehow.
I was about to say, no, if they put a dog in there, no, I would not want to see them...
Well, it depends. If it's a big vicious dog that's trying to eliminate people from the Royal Rumble, maybe. Or a long-haired Samoan dog with tattoos that goes ooh-ah, then yes, throw him. But either way, she gets tossed by Mysterio. It comes down finally to 4 men. It was Andrade, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler. That blew my freaking mind, by the way, that Andrade and Dolph Ziggler were part of the final 4. Andrade gets tossed by Strowman. Ziggler gets tossed by Strowman. And it's down to Strowman and Seth Rollins, who everybody picked to win the damn thing.
Yeah.
By the way, Seth Rollins and Carmella were both sporting Phoenix Suns colors that night. So, blah. But either way, Rollins wholesale rips off the Royal Rumble 2004 ending where Chris Benoit headlocked Big Show and dumped him over the top from the outside. He does that, but almost. Strowman does not go out. So they battle a bit on the apron. I'm like, my God, if they have Strowman win this thing, I'm not going to be very happy. But then he gets Strowman down on the apron, stomps him, and Strowman flops out. And I went, holy crap, he won. And this was pointed out by Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer. He said, for the past, I don't know how many months, Seth Rollins has been going around, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to throw 29 other men over the top rope. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. He wins the Royal Rumble. He is shocked. Like, holy crap, I can't believe I did it. Like, yeah, dude. But
I wonder if Babe Ruth felt the same way when he called his shot.
Yeah.
Pointed up the stands, and actually hit one out of there. What if he was actually shocked when that happened?
He's going around the bases. He's like, my God, it worked.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to look like an a-hole. But either way, so Seth Rollins wins. And he almost forgot to point at the damn sign until the very last second. So there was that.
I want to do that at Fastlane.
Point at the sign?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
they have it there.
Absolutely. We're going to have to. Yeah. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Well, exactly. For most people. On excuse me, on Raw, Seth Rollins celebrated his Royal Rumble match victory. Triple H came out, totally baby-faced it. He congratulated him. Said Rollins needed to choose which champion he wanted to face at WrestleMania 35 by the end of the night. Later, Rollins confronted Brock Lesnar, which, I don't know. I kind of wanted him to face Bryan, but whatever.
Yeah.
After an ensuing brawl, Rollins chose to face Lesnar for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Lesnar then proceeded to F5 him 6 times. So, there's your challenger, ladies and gents. To close out, real quick, covering what happened on SmackDown. The U.S. title match for R-Truth was apparently compensation for him not getting to enter the Rumble.
Yeah.
So there was that.
And I've heard people, I don't know if they're joking or not, but they're like, well, they should have given Curtis Axel a title shot or something after, what year is it, 2015?
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, when Axel Mania was running wild.
Yeah, but they said it was because, I mean, hey, Truth won, the mixed match challenge with Carmella. He didn't get any reward for that, so...
Hey, he got to go on vacation with Carmella. That's a reward enough.
Yeah, to the WWE studio.
Hey, I'd go on vacation up the road with Carmella. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's...
But anyway, yeah, so there was that. The close of SmackDown I will cover first because it's not as important as before that. They had The Miz and Shane McMahon celebrate their win. They brought out The Miz's dad again, who told The Miz that he loved him. It was weird. Later that night, the Usos defeated Heavy Machinery, The Bar, and The New Day to become the number one contenders for the titles at Elimination Chamber. Huzzah. So we get the Usos versus The Miz and Mac. Hoo-hoo.
Yeah, should be.
I don't know,
to say the least.
Like, I kind of want the Usos to win, but I have a good feeling they're not going to because Shane McMahon must have a match at WrestleMania.
So I've heard it could be against Miz.
It very well could be, yeah, but I don't know. But this is what I wanted to get to last. Daniel Bryan came out alongside his new ally, Rowan. Still does not have a first name. And Rowan actually came out to his old theme song that sounds like some backwoods hillbilly music. I actually like that song, so I didn't mind. But under his shirt, he pulled out the brand new WWE Championship belt. And Bryan literally threw the old one in the garbage and said that a cow had to suffer for that leather, and he liked to think that the cow's name was Daisy, and she could feel all that pain and whatnot. And I just thought, what the hell is happening on SmackDown?
And the crowd was chanting, "Thank you, Daisy," or something.
That's great. That's awesome.
This was like I swear the crowd for both Raw and SmackDown, it was like a post-WrestleMania crowd after the Rumble. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a good crowd, I'll say that. But yeah, the new WWE title, instead of metal, it's wood. And instead of jewels, it is stones. And instead of leather, it is hemp. So, needless to say, it's ugly. Hideous.
Yes.
It is the most hideous belt I've ever seen. Everybody has to have a custom title now, so whatever.
And over the weekend, this made Daniel Bryan, if you thought he couldn't be any more of a heel, he got endorsed by PETA.
Yeah, that one, well, I was like, shut up, PETA. Just stay out of my wrestling.
Since when have they cared about WWE? Like,
I
geez.
know. It's like, you do realize he does kind of feel this way, but this is like an act. Calm down.
Yeah. He's nowhere near as annoying about it. I hope not.
No, I don't believe so. But yeah, so... Yeah, that happened. And then AJ came out and asked him if he smoked the rest of that hemp. And then after AJ came out, Jeff Hardy came out, Randy Orton came out, Mustafa Ali came out, and then Samoa Joe came out, cut a promo on everyone. It was fabulous. Yes. And then he asked AJ, how's our old girl Wendy doing? And AJ beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Bryan said he will be the WWE champion forever. And Triple H, and he said, I'm not fighting any of you. And Triple H said, yes, you're not going to fight any one of those guys. You're fighting them all because all 6 of you will be in the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, that's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be the WWE title
Bryan...
defended at the Elimination Chamber. So one of two things. Bryan loses it at the Elimination Chamber, and then he will face the winner at WrestleMania. Or he retains it, which I'm hoping. And then I don't know what the hell goes on after that. Who's he going to fight?
2 words just came to mind.
What?
John Cena.
I guess that would be a spot for Cena. The match would be fine. I don't know if I care.
I mean, I don't know who else it could be.
Yeah. Really, well, and they've got a built-in, he lost his spot in the Rumble, so he's got to have another chance. Yeah. I guess that could work. But, no, another question I have, what the hell goes on with Strowman at Mania? Does he have a freaking match against not Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre again? It's the only thing I can think of, because didn't he get... Because I know Drew got involved on Raw. I can't remember where, though. Didn't he... Yeah, that's right. Drew came out, Drew came out and just... Who was with him? Because I'm blanking completely here.
It was Braun Strowman taking on Baron Corbin.
Right.
And then McIntyre got involved in that match.
Yeah, and then they just beat the tar out of Strowman. So, what the hell? So is it going to be a tag match and Strowman's going to find a partner?
Actually, no. I think it was the other way around. I think it was Strowman taking on McIntyre.
No, it was Strowman taking on... Or, yeah, you're right. Because Baron Corbin just jobbed out Kurt Angle. That's it. It's going to be Kurt Angle. Okay, I just answered my own question. Kurt Angle and Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. Oh, God. I don't know if... Ugh, God. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds awful. Or maybe that's going to be the Elimination Chamber match or the... the Fastlane match or something. Please...
Oh, lucky us.
Oh, man, right? Every time I get to see Baron Corbin, it's a highlight of my day.
So him and Jinder Mahal are the ones we always get to see live. We didn't see him at Starrcade, surprisingly.
We saw Baron.
Yeah.
So, not Jinder, but we got to see Baron because we're lucky bastards, us. But anyway, I know the Rumble review went kind of long. I'm splitting this into 2 parts, so if you have not... listened to our NXT review, go back and check that out. And thank you all for sticking around. By the way, the NXT review includes our opinions on some news from around the WWE. Am I leaving anything out, by the way, Kyle, that you can think of?
I don't know. It's been quite a week here. I think we covered it all.
Thoroughly covered most of it here. We officially have 1 match booked for Elimination Chamber, and it is the WWE title chamber.
You have 2 of them, actually. Got the women's tag team titles.
Oh.
That'll be decided inside the chamber.
Well, that is booked, but we don't know all the teams.
They had a couple of qualifying matches. We got, who is it on Raw? We got the Riot Squad. they defeated a random team of Natalya and Dana Brooke. I guess Ember Moon was supposed to be Natalya's partner, but we already covered what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And who was the other team that was in there? Oh, Tamina and Nia Jax. They defeated Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
Hmm.
And then on SmackDown, randomly, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, they just announced that, yeah, they were going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. They didn't have to qualify whatsoever. So,
yeah,
just whatever. I'm kind of confused on that. But
yeah.
But these are all
weird.
teams that I figured. These are all teams that I figured would be in there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, up next, I guess we've got the Worlds Collide. I thought it was a over-the-top battle royal, but apparently is a tournament. The winner is because it's NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live.
Yeah.
The winner gets a match against a champion of his choosing. Do you want to know the results here? Because apparently it already took place at Rumble Access.
That's fine. Let's go through it.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get to the whole thing. The tournament finals were Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Bate. Velveteen Dream won, and I assume he cashed in on...
Gargano?
Yeah, Gargano, which I don't know why he wouldn't cash in on Ciampa, but whatever. So he won. He's the new champ. Yay, I guess. Whatever. But up next, we've got Halftime Heat. Back for the first time since 1999?
98, 99, something like that. Late 90s. Yeah, it was Rock and Foley, wasn't it?
Yeah, the empty arena match. This time will be... Not that sucked, don't get me wrong, but this time I believe will be much more entertaining. It is a 6-man tag between Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, and Ricochet versus the former DIY and Adam Cole, baby. Which is weird. And guess who the broadcast team is?
I didn't hear who. Who was that?
The color commentator for it so far, they haven't named who the announcer is yet, or the play-by-play, but the color commentator is apparently going to be Shawn Michaels.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, first time I've ever heard him do color, but whatever. It's going to be good.
Should be, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You and I were both wrong, by the way. There are 3 matches booked for Elimination Chamber. There's Miz and McMahon versus the Usos.
Yeah, that's right. Jeez.
Yeah, so I just covered it earlier, and I blanked on it already.
How we forgot that, I don't know,
But so far, for the women's title Elimination Chamber, we've got... See, they're getting 2 in 1. They're getting a tag chamber and a women's chamber all in one. Which is fine by me. Get them all out of the way at once. I mean, not in a bad way. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to downplay it.
I know
it is historic.
I know what you're saying, but...
Yeah. But we've got Nia Jax and Tamina, which I don't mind them being in a chamber. That's cool. The Riot Squad of Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan.
My favorite
Morgan.
My favorite pairing of the Riot Squad.
Yeah, well, Liv is going to get bounced around like a freaking ping pong ball, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And then we've got 3 more teams yet to be announced.
2 of them I expect to be the Iconics, and then Sasha Banks and Bayley. Like I said, in that third team from SmackDown, I have no idea. Are they going to just throw 2 people together like Carmella and Naomi, or what?
Or they could have, like I said, if they do the NXT teams, they can have the Sky Pirates.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Io Shirai and Kairi Sane. They would be fantastic in that match. Could you imagine the insane elbow off the pod?
Oh, that would be great.
That would be glorious.
I mean, you look at the teams. I mean, like on Raw, you've got you'll have 2 heel teams and then the face team. SmackDown,
right.
You got the 2 heel teams. You got the Iconics, and you got Mandy and Sonya. So who's that
right.
babyface team? That's the only And I don't know if they're going to go with your idea or not. I'm not against that idea of having the NXT women in there. So
right, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But that's the way it is for now. That's the way it's shaken out. So anyway, that is that. Thank you for joining me today, Kyle.
Not a problem. Always love doing this. Been a while since we've done something like this, so.
I know, yeah. We've if all of you are anticipating more backlogged episodes on YouTube, I'm really trying. Hopefully next week I will have a lot more free time to do so, but I'm trying to catch up on stuff this week. Last week was very, very busy for me, so we'll see. Yeah, so anyway, next time, Kyle, you and I chat on here will be after the Chamber, which is always very, very exciting.
Yes, it is.
One of my favorite events of the year.
And we'll have a build towards Fastlane, which you and I will be attending. I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So.
Yep. And for all of you out there, we have gotten a lot of brand new subscribers. Thank you all very much. It's very appreciated. And for all of you out there who have not subscribed yet but are listening to this, tick the little bell down below and, to stay notified and subscribe. And leave, thumbs up, thumbs down, give your comments, give your ratings, whatever. And we appreciate all of the feedback, negative, positive, or otherwise. We will see you later. Thanks for watching this YouTube-exclusive video for the podcast Wrestling Society. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you're picking up what we're throwing down. And of course, we always welcome feedback in the comments section down below. And if you want to keep up with the weekly podcast that drops every Wednesday, links to the show page are in the description down below, along with our social media handles and our associates pages. Come on and join the society.